It's good, y'all. Artur Beterbiev's trainer has confirmed that Dmitry Bivol ducked him for their Trilogy third fight. This is bullshit, man, because if this wasn't going to happen, then we should have gotten Dmitry Bivol versus David Benavidez. Now, because Bivol acted like he was going to move along with this trilogy, because of his affiliation with Turkey Al-Sheikh, now Artur Beterbiev has a new opponent. David Benavidez is fighting Anthony Yard. Shout out to Anthony Yard, Lions in the camp, you know what I'm saying? And now Artur Beterbiev is going to be fighting November 22nd in RADA season, man. So let me read y'all this article from Boxing Scene. Artur Beterbiev is prepared to move on with his career, and from Dmitry Bivol, Boxing Scene has confirmed that the former undisputed light heavyweight champion is set to face Alabama's Dion Nicholson on November 22nd in RADA season Arabia. RADA, Saudi Arabia. Sorry. The 175-pound matchup is part of a stacked Ring 4 show that will feature at least 5 major title fights. Yeah, I think that's 4. News of the bout was reported by Ring Magazine, who represents the event, along with boxing financier Turkey Al-Sheikh. The night will mark the first time in more than 8 years that Beterbiev, 21-1 with 20 KOs, will enter the ring without a major title at stake. It comes as an alternative to previously sought plans for a rubber match with Bivol, who's 24-1, 12 KOs, the current undisputed 175-pound champion. Beterbiev and Bivol are responsible for the only defeat on others' record. Their 2-fight set, which took place in a 4-month span, Beterbiev, a 2-time Olympian for Russia who lives and trains in Montreal, Canada, won their first fight via majority decision to fully unify all 4 major 175-pound titles last October in RADA. It ended Bivol's near 7-year WBA title reign, while Beterbiev retained the WBC, IBF, and WBO titles. Beterbiev entered their February 22nd rematch as the sport's longest reigning active title holder, having held the IBF belt since November 2017. Bivol put an end to that with the majority decision victory of his own in their instant classic. I wouldn't say that was a classic. That's cap. However, his stay as newly crowned undisputed champion was brief. Bivol was forced to vacate the WBC title when he declined to move forward with an ordered mandatory title defense against David Benavidez, who's 30-0 with 24 KOs. Fittingly, Benavidez defends the WBC 175-pound title for the first time against England's Anthony Yard atop this November 22nd show. As for Bivol, it was theorized at the time that he would move forward with the trilogy clash against Beterbiev and that it would presumably take place in Russia. However, the bout never came close to materializing. In fact, Beterbiev even called out Bivol for dragging his feet on the matter. A third fight is even less likely to take place anytime soon. As reported by Boxing Scene, Bivol was ordered to face IBF mandatory Michael Effort. The deadline has passed for their negotiation period, and Bivol is out of sessions to use the absence of a unification bout. Meanwhile, Beterbiev, who's 40 years old, will take a stay busy fight as means to once again lodge a 2-fight campaign on the year, as well as his 3rd straight appearance in RADA. It comes against a woeful, overmatched foe in Nicholson, who's 22-1, 18 KOs, a stablemate of former WBC heavyweight titleist Deontay Wilder. Both fighters are from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and posted knockout wins on the same June 27th BLK Prime pay-per-view show in Wichita, Kansas. Nicholson halted Houston's Devontae Williams, who's 13-3 with 6 KOs in the 4th round of their light heavyweight contest. The win ended a 10-month inactive stretch for the 34-year-old knockout artist, who faces a former champion for the first time in his 9-year career. I'm so disappointed in Dmitry Bivol, man. Like, you literally, you could have fought David Benavidez for more than what you made fighting Beterbiev in your first 2 fights. You ducked Benavidez because you lied and said that you were going to have a trilogy fight with Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev comes out and says that the reason why the fight never got made is because of you, right? Bivol never did what he was supposed to do to make this fight happen, and Artur Beterbiev was pretty much saying that Bivol is doing this on purpose because he wants Beterbiev to pretty much be 40 or 41 years old by the time that they fight, to increase his chances of winning the trilogy. So, Bivol, man, you're a duck, bro. I'm very disappointed in you. I thought you won both of the fights. I don't understand why you're scared to fight this guy for a 3rd time. The only thing I could think of is I think Dmitry Bivol took a lot of punishment in both of those fights. Even though he won, the fights were still close. We have to remember that Artur Beterbiev is a knockout artist. He's knocked out everybody he stepped in the ring with except for Bivol. And I think he's scared, bro. I think he took too much punishment. And I think if he was to fight Beterbiev for a third time straight, it could be career suicide, right? There could be a situation where Bivol gets knocked out and he ends up having to stay out of the ring for a year, and then he comes back and he's never the same. But this is nasty, man. Like, bro, if you didn't want to fight Beterbiev, you should have just took the offer from David Benavidez, period. Like, guys, can you guys think about this? We could have gotten Dmitry Bivol versus David Benavidez this year. And because he chose to not make it happen, right, he lost his title. Now David Benavidez has the title. And now we have to see a fight with David Benavidez and Artur Beterbiev that nobody asked for. David Benavidez is fighting Anthony Yarde. Nobody asked for that. And now Artur Beterbiev is fighting some guy from Alabama that's affiliated with Deontay Wilder, some guy named Dion Nicholson that nobody, I don't know who this guy is, but long story short, nobody asked for either of these fights. And the only person that we have to blame is Dmitry Bivol, man. I am very disappointed. Now listen, I wasn't interested in seeing the third fight with Beterbiev and Bivol, but at the end of the day, if you're gonna ruin it for the fans to where we can't see Bivol versus David Benavidez, then make the fight happen. At that point, make the Beterbiev and Bivol fight happen so we can get David Benavidez to fight whoever wins that fight. Now instead, you got David Benavidez fighting Anthony Yarde, who I think is a very dangerous opponent for David Benavidez. David Benavidez could end up getting knocked out if Anthony Yarde approaches this fight the right way. And we have a situation where, you know, Artur Beterbiev, who's 39, 40 years old, we don't know how he's going to look against this Dion Nicholson guy. They're saying he's a knockout artist. Beterbiev is older. So what happens if Beterbiev loses and David Benavidez loses? Who does Bivol fight next? He might end up fighting Anthony Yarde or Dion Nicholson, and that's not good for the sport of boxing. I hate when they do this, bro. Just give us the fights that we want so we don't have to risk somebody losing against an opponent that nobody cares about. So this is what's going to happen. Let's say Beterbiev wins this fight and Benavidez wins this fight. We're still going to have to see the trilogy. Now, the trilogy between Bivol and Beterbiev is not going to take place until next year. So then we got to wait till next year, and then we have to wait to see who wins so we can see who David Benavidez ends up fighting, bro. So this is just delaying the sport of boxing, man. And Turki Alashik should stop doing business with Bivol. He's a joke. He's not a man of his word. And at this point, he's holding up Beterbiev's career, which is why I'm happy that Beterbiev took this fight just to stay busy. So whenever this trilogy does happen, I want to see Beterbiev knock out Bivol, man. Knock his ass out, take that belt, and let's get Artur Beterbiev versus David Benavidez, man. Let me know what you guys think about this. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment. Thank you for watching the video. I'm out.